A warm welcome back, and depending on when you're watching this, I will again repeat a very Merry Christmas if you are choosing to celebrate. If not, enjoy the 25th of December and maybe some time off work or school. In today's coverage, there is a substantial aircraft order in the 3 digits and actually over 300 units that I want to take a look at. Qatar Airways is expanding its operations once more, and Air Transat has launched new flights. Beginning with the headline story, and that is JSX have announced their intent to acquire upwards of 300 hybrid electric aircraft, with deliveries at the moment slated to commence from 2028 onwards. As part of a move towards the new era of travel, JSX says it will acquire up to 332 hybrid electric aircraft from Heart Aerospace, Electra, and Aura Aero. This latest intent from the company is part of their plans to pioneer the transition towards more environmentally friendly operations for small community air services. The letter of intent is made up of 82 of the 9-seat Electra eSTOL, which includes 32 firm and 50 options. There are 150 commitments meanwhile for the Aura Aero era. This is made up of 50 firm and 100 options. Meanwhile, JSX has also announced it will acquire up to 100 of the Heart Aerospace ES30s, comprising 50 firms and 50 options. With deliveries slated to commence in 2028, JSX does call this the new era of travel, and especially for regional aviation. Additionally, the company says it is the first in its respective category to adopt this cutting-edge technology. The Electra eSTOL has been designed for minimal emissions, and this type is slated to accommodate 9 passengers or 2,500 pounds of cargo. Unique capabilities include takeoff and landing in under 150 feet, while doing so at slow speeds. On top of that, features such as in-flight recharging mean the elimination of mass infrastructure on the ground at a scale of maybe other startups. Onto other aircraft types ordered, and most notably the Heart Aerospace ES30. This is designed to be a regional hybrid electric aircraft capable of carrying up to 30 passengers, so actually one of the larger in the market currently. This aircraft is expected to deliver a low blend of emissions, minimal noise, and a cost-effective operation on these short-haul routes that JSX would be targeting with the investment. It boasts a range of up to 500 miles, and it covers 250 miles in a hybrid mode, with 125 miles solely on electric power. As a result, this does ensure zero-emission operations. The final investment was for the Aura Aero fleet, this aircraft again designed to be a versatile transporter. Ultimately, the order is a big one, naturally covering over 300 aircraft. Whether or not JSX actually takes delivery of these planes is a whole nother question, especially when factoring in that none of these aircraft are officially flying with customers yet, and still require many testing. But from a shareholder point of view, and just generally looking ahead to the future, it can be perceived in a positive light that JSX is making investments towards future flying. Over to Qatar Airways, and they've announced they will be expanding their network in 2024, focusing through this announcement on really improving service towards Europe. The expansion is also tied to offering an extensive summer schedule to more than 170 destinations globally. Qatar Airways says it will resume service towards Venice in Italy in June 2024, in time for the company's expected busy summer season. Service to Venice is slated to operate daily from the 12th of June, with departure from Doha at 9 o'clock in the morning. Arrival will occur at 2:20 p.m. After a few hours on the ground, the jet will depart back for Qatar, touching down just shy of midnight at 11:10 p.m. Alongside Venice, just a handful of weeks later, from July 1st, 2024, Qatar Airways will also offer service to Hamburg. The flight will depart this time though at 8:35 in the morning, arriving at 2:10 p.m. It then will head back to Doha. What is very interesting is that while the service is daily, there will be a split in terms of the flights on different days, departing and arriving at different times. The times I just touched on will take place on Mondays, Wednesday, Friday, and Sundays, but, and a massive but, this timing will be adjusted drastically for departures on your Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So much so that the flight to Hamburg will depart Doha at 2 a.m, which is naturally a big change. Again, just to mention that the newly announced Venice and Hamburg flights are set to commence within 1 month of each other and will both be daily. During the summer 2024 season, the airline says it will offer customers more choice when flying to Europe, and there will be a focus on offering a host of destinations across the route map that do offer different cultural experiences, also allowing you the opportunity to pick a city that is based on what you desire, whether that be beaches or, again, as mentioned, maybe a more cultural experience. Qatar forecasts that service to Venice from destinations including Australia, China and Japan through their hub in Doha will make up a huge part of the traffic heading this way. Meanwhile, for Hamburg in Germany, a lot of traffic will originate from Thailand, the Philippines and South Africa, but overall, these connections will complement their ever-growing network as an airline. On to the final story of today, sitting with Air Transat, who have officially commenced service to Peru as part of a historic expansion of its service towards new markets. Air Transat commenced operations from Toronto to Lima only a few days ago as TS152. While this was the inaugural service, it is already expanding upon that. On December 2022, the airline launched Montreal to Lima flights as TS150. Again, this is all part of their continued focus on enhancing operations right across the world. Air Transat says these flights are exclusive as they are the only non-stop ones between Canada and Peru that are offered. Service is expected to be year-round, with, if you're after the specifics of the frequencies, there will be 2 flights per week from Toronto and just 1 weekly departure from Montreal to the capital of Peru. Air Transat will utilise the Airbus A321LR to make this route possible. Described as a spacious aircraft with state-of-the-art entertainment and fuel consumption, the aircraft has been hugely pivotal to the success of the company and making this route possible. But it does feel like as the weeks pass and the more I do these aviation recaps, we can understand just how important the capabilities of the A321LR to airlines right around the world. This is a significant milestone for Air Transat though, as it helps the Peruvian commercial aviation sector. The 2 connections are also to leading cities within Canada and will aid the continued economic recovery while increasing inbound tourism and boosting relations, if you will, between the 2 countries. Interestingly, the flights will be also offered alongside a range of all-inclusive packages, which have been carefully selected to cater to the customer's needs in Peru. Air Transat notes that shortly there'll also be a view to add excursions to these packages too. If you have any thoughts on today's aviation news recap, you can let me know down below in the comments. Again, depending on when you are watching this, if you've made time during the busy festive season, I really appreciate it, and a very warm Merry Christmas to you, your friends, family, and anyone else that may be close to you. Thanks again for your support here on the channel. Again, I'll say making the time to watch during I know a period where you're most likely busy means a lot. Take care, and I will see you next time. And we'll fly.